Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit record so that we can upload this call in case anybody wants to hear it. So thank you guys for doing like an impromptu call tonight. I just feel like I had been talking to a few of you and we haven't done a team call for a few weeks simply because we just had other stuff going on with the new leadership group with like guest speakers, and there's no sense in recreating the wheel and like me or someone on our team always trying to come up with a topic to talk about when there's other leaders that are amongst us that, you know, are willing to do calls for us. Because it's not just one coach that you're going to learn from, right? It's a combination of coaches and like trainings and all these things, because we just all learn from different people and we learn in different ways, and it takes a lot of sometimes repetition in just believing that you can do this. And I want to talk a little bit about that because I think that, and I posted about this a little bit and on my personal post with my fitness, and then I posted about it in our team page, but you know, are you working through the hard? Like, you got to lean into the hard, because I'm going to tell you right now, you know, if I said that this wasn't hard, or I said that I've doubted this before, or I've wanted to quit, like I've shared my story about that. And that's when you have to lean into the work, because the only time you're not going to succeed with this and the only time you're not going to like move forward is if you just stop and you just quit. But when you lean in, when it gets hard, and you believe with all your heart, and I talked to Linda about this yesterday, and I've talked to a few of you about this, because if you 100%, and you should, like without a doubt, you need to like figure it out if you don't, but if you should believe 100% in what this does, and in the programs and in the products, and like without a doubt know that this is the tool to give to people. And I think we all know that. But if you remember that, then why are we scared to invite? Like, why in the world are we scared? Like, what are we afraid of to invite somebody to this, to do this with us? Like, it's so silly and it's ridiculous, really, because we shouldn't feel bad. And I know that there's times where we feel like, okay, we might be pushy, or we might be like whatever, but who cares? Because we're not pushy. Like, we aren't forcing someone to do this. We don't have the ability to force somebody to do it. So, I mean, we're not going to do that, but we do have the ability to literally like go through every way or means to get through the objection. So like, I feel like I am just like, someone could give me any objection and I'd be like, all right, I can tell you that that's not, you know, I can explain, I can understand where they're coming from, but I can be like, here's what I've found, or here's what works, or, you know, I don't care if there's gyms all over and people go to gyms. Like, I don't care, because are they actually going to the gym? Are they actually getting results? Do they have something to follow? Do they have somebody to hold them accountable? Do they have a positive group with open arms that are going to like cheer them on all the way? Like, you guys know as well as I do that there's like no better place to be than our challenge group. There's no better place to be than our team and what we stand for and what this company stands for. So if you 100% believe in that, then there is no reason why you should be scared or afraid or held back from inviting somebody to the opportunity or to your challenge group or to anything. And it's in those times that you lean in like that and you really say, you know what, this is getting hard and I feel defeated and I feel like nobody's joining me and I'm getting a lot of no's, but I don't care, because I'm looking for the yes, and I'm looking for that person, because I'm telling you right now, they're just about to hit, they're just about like within reach of you. If you're willing to continue and like just do the things that, you know, and if you're not if you feel like your business isn't growing right now or things aren't working, obviously if you're not doing the work, then it's not working. But if you're doing the work, but you feel like you're just not getting there and you're not using the Success Club tracker thing, that's the new tracker, like everybody's raving about it. And I'll be honest, I'm not using it and I need to get my ass together and do it. But that right there is like golden, because it's going to do it. It's going to get you there. It's going to help you hold you accountable. Or if you're like a freaking organized like Nazi, like Carrie Folk, then you, and you're like color coding stuff, and you're like doing all this weird stuff that I don't even understand. No, I'm just kidding. No, she's amazing. But like whatever works for you. Like if like she's doing like her conversations that are just conversations about whatever, or pink, and then she's coloring them blue if she's done the invite. So she's just tracking. It's whatever, it's simple, and we make it hard. So I want you guys to just focus on leaning in and, you know, really just putting yourself in there and not giving up in the belief and all the stuff. So the other thing is, what else was I going to say? The other thing, so what we're going to try to do is, I know that I feel like we're a little unorganized, and it's my fault, kind of. So I'd like to get a little bit more structure with our month and with what we're doing, like run a sneak peek. The reason we haven't been running sneak peeks is because, I don't know, I just got away from them. I feel like I don't know. I really don't know. So I had done the Coach Life group where we can tag our people in the videos, and I felt like that was an easy tool for us to use, and I think it is. I still love that, and I still think it's great. However, if we aren't using a sneak peek, if we're not promoting for a sneak peek and we're not running one as a team, how many less invites to coaching do you think we do because of that? A lot less. Because if you don't have something to promote for and you're just promoting kind of aimlessly, then that sort of takes a little bit of the fire from you. So I think what we need to do, and I'm asking for your help. I'm asking you guys to, like Carrie said the other day, I really kind of wish we had a calendar. And I'm like, yeah, I've done calendars before, not consistent. We don't stick to them, and it's a friggin' disaster, basically. So, but I love the idea behind it, but we have to stick with it. If we're going to do it, if we're going to say, okay, we're going to do this, then we need to like do this, and someone needs to step up and say, okay, I'm going to run the 3-day refresh group with Linda. And the next thing we're going to run a sneak peek, and, you know, Katie and Jessica are going to run that, or whatever the case is. Like, we have got to work together to team up to like make our month happen, because we're all working pretty much. Like, we all have shit going on, and sorry for the language. And we, you guys never say those words, right? But we all have stuff going on that makes it hard, that we need help, and we need to help each other. So this is last minute kind of, but I want to get together when I get back from the cruise. So April 5th, check your calendars. That's a Friday night. I'm hoping that most of us can get together. I want to do a leader meeting. Jamie and I kind of had this talk today. So April 5th is a Friday night. We're meeting in Vandalia at probably either I'm guessing Blind Society, because I think it's like, I don't know, that or Howie's, somewhere like that, where we can get together and we can make our goal that night is to make 4 months, and this won't be hard with all of us together and all of our ideas, 4 months of calendar in place planning. So a free group in place, whether that's a clean week or just a free group, maybe a 3-day refresh thrown in there like every other month or whatever we decide, and a sneak peek. And then whatever else we decide to do. But I just think that we need to be doing more stuff in a way to present the opportunity, whether it's a webinar, like the girls in the NLC group that I'm in with the Leadership Mastermind, you know, they do like sneak peeks all the time, and they're doing this full time. So I try not to get overwhelmed, because they are beyond me as far as the work that they're doing. But I try not to get caught up in that, because it doesn't matter, because I've done it. I've got overwhelmed before, because if I compare myself, then there's just no sense in that, because I've created a business that I've done a lot of stuff by the seat of my pants, because I was willing to do it and I was driven. And so you can do anything you want to do if you want to do it. But I just want to make it a little easier for you guys in our upcoming team to like be able to, promote and be able to give your customers and your potential people and coaches and prospects the information, So that's my goal, is to just create kind of a solid, because like Carrie said, we really technically should be we're running our free group at the end of the month in April. We technically should be running a free group more towards the beginning of the month, just because it sets our month up for success. It sets our month up and that's how we've ran it before. And it really doesn't matter, because if you run it at the end of the month, you're going to have a jump start on the next month. So however you want to look at it, nothing we're doing is wrong. I just want your guys' input and your ideas on what we can do to make things better and to run smooth and to really just help our future team. And the same thing with like onboarding coaches. We had this conversation today in our group thread with the Leadership Mastermind girls. And, a lot of coaches, that's the big question. How do I onboard new coaches, and how do I make them successful? Or how do I get them to get success, right? That's what we all want to know. If we all had that secret answer, then we would all be, in the million club. But it's really not. And there's things that we can do. There's obviously we have the new coach training series, which is awesome because it just lays the foundation. And then we run new coach calls. I think we're fine. It could be tweaked a little, but I do think that it's fine. We run calls most of the time every week, team calls. We run stuff. I've been doing the Emerald in 24 hours call. But at the end of the day, it's up to them. I just figured it out. Jamie was there to help me, but she was new. So she didn't always know what to do. So I had to figure a lot of it out for myself. And I was willing to do that because it's my business. And so you can get caught up in all that stuff, but it doesn't really matter, because if someone wants to build this and they really truly want to do it, they're going to figure out a way, and they're not going to quit, and they're not going to quit on themselves, and they're not going to quit on their goals and their vision if it's that strong. So that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. And I want your guys' ideas and input. Let's just open this up for discussion and tell me what it is like. Do you feel like, are you stuck with invites? Are you stuck with, I know sometimes we feel like we exhaust our list, but we don't. We don't exhaust our list because there's constant follow-ups. There's constant people we're adding. We're doing new posts. We're flipping our posts to do something different, a different perspective, or a different idea, or a different story, part of our story. So all this variety of stuff. And if we're doing stories and we're reaching out through personal message, and we're sharing because we're like a raving fan of the business, and we're a raving fan of the products, and we love them, then we're never going to exhaust our list. But I know sometimes that's a fear, and I know that feels like it sometimes when you have the same people liking your stuff and you have the same people watching your stories, because I get it. But I told someone this the other day. I'm like, those are your people, the people that are always liking your stuff. And a lot of times it's you guys. Like, you guys are liking my stuff. I'm liking your stuff, because we support each other and we get it. And we know what it's like to not get the feedback that you might have had in mind when you created the post. And that stinks when you create this post and you put time into it, and then you overthink it, and you really shouldn't, because it doesn't matter. Like, I posted a picture of myself eating a burger tonight, and it's from HelloFresh because I got my first meal. It's done. It's kind of a dumb post, but I was like, whatever, I'm going to throw it up, because people I think HelloFresh is cool, and we're busy and we're struggling, and it wasn't the healthiest meal, but oh well, someone needs help out there and they need a healthy meal, and it was cheap for the first week. So whatever, throw up what you're doing, no matter if it's exactly what you're supposed to be doing as far as in your lifestyle or whatever. So maybe that's something, or maybe you just feel like you're getting a lot of no's or non-responses, but you aren't alone. You probably just need to reach more people. You probably just need to, and one thing I talked to Linda about yesterday, and I want to sort of go over this really quick, and then I'm going to open it up. So I'm and I've told you guys this before, but I think you have to almost be so persistent with people that it's a little ridiculous, because people will just be like, okay, yeah, let me look at it tonight. Let me look at the stuff you sent me tonight. And you're like, okay, that's fine. Sounds good. So then you don't hear from them for a couple days, and you're like, oh crap, I forgot to reach out to so-and-so. So you reach out to them. Hey, did you look over that stuff? no, I haven't, or yes, I have, or whatever. So it kind of drags on, right? And like they're kind of interested, but then you don't know, and then they don't know, or whatever the case is. And maybe you just need to give them a few more tools. Maybe you're like, hey, I understand your hesitation, but here's why I think that this is for you. Here's why I think you need this. You should be bold enough to say, like, this is exactly what you need. If they've told you that they have failed every time in the past, or they've told you that they never stick with anything, or whatever the case is that they've told you, then you should be bold enough to be and brave enough, because you know that this is going to change their life if they do it, to say, you know, this is exactly what you need and here's why, or whatever. And almost be just so persistent in getting the answer out of them. Like, it's either a yes or a no, people. Like, it's not hard. So don't be afraid to be, and if they say yes and they still haven't done what they said they were going to do, it's okay to follow up with them that next day and say, like, hey, just wanted to check in. Like, are you ready to get started? Like, did that link work that I sent you? Like, I know it's a stupid question because the link worked. Of course it did. But why haven't you, like, done what you said you were going to do, kind of thing? And I know it might sound pushy, but if you said you want to do it, then I'm here to help you. Let's get this party started. So don't feel like you really just need to be that person for them to, like, sometimes people just need that boost of, like, let's freaking roll with this. Like, I'm linking arms with you. We're running. We're doing this. I need accountability just like you do. Like, I need help. I struggle. My nutrition's been off, blah, 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 whatever it is. Like, pour into them, share everything you can. And it's not that you're trying to, like, get them to do this, but you're literally painting the picture for them so that they see that this is what they need, that this is, you're right beside them. They couldn't ask for a better coach to help them. Like, let's go. So I want you guys to sort of think about that when you're trying to close your conversations and close the sale, if you will. As people will leave that stuff out in the open. And I followed up with people a couple times a day. If they said they were going to do it and they hadn't by evening, I'm like, hey, just checking in. Like, can I help you? Like, can I help you get your order placed? I want to make sure you get your stuff in time to start on Monday. Like, there's urgency behind this. Like, why are we waiting? The time is now. And I don't mean you have to be, like, just rude about it, but it's okay to be brutally honest in a positive, like, reinforcing, encouraging way, So think about that when you're getting someone going and you're feeling like, because I feel like a lot of times we have people that are interested, or I talk to a lot of newer coaches or some of you guys, and it's like you have someone interested, but it's like they won't take the plunge and do it. And sometimes I think, and not always, but sometimes I think it can be in how you're finishing, how you're carrying out the conversation, and how you're really just closing it with them, and how you're kind of the consultation process. And I don't want to stress you out and make you really question how your conversations are going, but it's really good thing to be aware of how your conversations are going, because it could make a difference in whether or not people are joining you. Are you being bold enough to tell them the things that they might not want to hear only because you want to help them every step of the way? And I tell people that, like, I'm going to help you every step of the way. Like, there's no better group. There's no better, I can promise you, and there's a money back guarantee. If this doesn't work for you, and I can guarantee you they spent $160 on all kinds of crap that they didn't need. So why are we so concerned about them investing in this business, in this opportunity? Because it's, as we know, it's friggin' amazing. Okay, so I'm going to open this up. I want you guys to give me any input or anything that you think we should do to implement. What do we need? What do we need to move forward with our team, to grow, whatever it is, to recruit? What do you guys think?
Okay, I hope I'm not interrupting anyone. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, so I think you're going to have to be super quiet because I'm talking to people. Is anybody else feeling the full moon with their children this week? I am going to fight against this. It's a real thing, right, Carrie? Like, for real.
I'm going outside.
Okay, go outside. It's dark. I don't even care. Go outside. What are you going to do? Go play in the room. Just go. Go see the blood. He thinks there's a blood moon. Anyway, okay, so Your teacher did? Okay, buddy. So I think that, like, one thing that I noticed is, like, we've been using scripts that are already done. They're already done for us. They're already there for us to use. That's amazing. I'm probably going to have to make the script for the free group next month, which is fine. I can do that. I have time. Other people like Carrie and Kayla have offered to, and Nicole have offered to do the group. I'm going to lose my patience. Get out of my face, please. That sounds real nice on a recorded call. Sorry, guys. But he's literally in my face. Like, I'm not saying get out of my face. He's really right here. So anyway, I think that, like, if we could start sharing the load of, like, and it's like, it's fine. If we have scripts that we haven't used that we can from Lindsay or from whoever, I think that's wonderful and I enjoy them. But I also think a lot of the reason we haven't been keeping up with our team calendar is because, like, I think Tabitha, you and Jamie probably end up, like, orchestrating a lot of it. And I know that gets hard to, like, be in charge of setting up the group and making sure people are added and all of that stuff. So I think if we all, like, are able to share the load of that. So I don't know if we want to start working on scripts for the future or what. I think that would be helpful, but just taking turns running the groups, because I know Jennifer Schaefer just took over the challenge group, and I can't even tell you. I'm like, I don't have anything to do. Like, it's so weird how that took and it doesn't take much. And it was probably my fault for getting lazy and not scheduling my posts ahead of time. And then the night before I was scheduling a post, or the morning of I was, like, doing a post, and it doesn't have to be that way. So I think if we all take turns and just be super organized about that kind of stuff, that we'll be able to, each of us not feel overwhelmed. Does that make sense? Like, if we each take turns or whatever, like Kayla said, Kayla was like, you know what? I'm going to move the date of this group because I'm on call that week and this week works better. So, like, maybe if we all looked ahead and just did the best we could with our schedule, that would help, because I know the reason we haven't done coach sneak peeks is probably because, it takes a lot, to schedule who's going to go live when. And, like, for myself, this is the kind of stuff that happens. I just realized that Jackie Hart tagged me and I'm supposed to go live in a tip tag today. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to do that really quick, because it's already 8:00. So, anyway, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Does that, like, overwhelm you when I say that? Or does that feel like something that's, like, doable for you guys? I know a lot of you guys have full-time jobs, outside of the home, and I'm pretty much, full-time with the kids here and still at the hospital. So I know we all are so busy. Like, I get it. So what do you guys think? Like, if we could take a peek at the schedule when we have our meeting on the 5th, and then maybe each of us, like, pick a group and a month and
I think we
I
really.
think that's a great idea.
Would you say? Sorry.
I think that's a great idea. Like, when we get together, when you're back, just, like, break out our planners, pick dates when we're going to run stuff, divvy them up. And I've never run a group, so I don't know what I'm supposed to post, but I'm all about, I ran one for our, a Facebook group for our work. So I just scheduled every post that for, like, an entire month and just didn't worry about it.
Yeah. And that really does.
I knew what I was supposed to post. I would just schedule it.
And, like, for new coaches, like, we really want our brand new coaches focusing on starting conversations with people and really getting to know, like, how this works and feeling really comfortable with that. So, like, if us coaches that have been doing this for longer can maybe split up some of those things. And if there's a new coach that wants to jump in, then that's freaking awesome, So, but I like that idea, Carrie. We can just.
I know her name.
Yeah, I know her name. She's my friend.
I think that's a good idea too, because I do think that that's part of what's missing from, and I'm not comparing our team to anybody else's, but I just think that, I had always taken charge, ran the challenge groups. We decided they would be best run together. And then Jessica jumped in and has been running our groups. Thank God. And it's so true, because it doesn't take a lot to schedule those, but it's something that that has to be done. And it's something that if you're crafting the post, it does take time. So I think that we really, because if like some of you guys have never ran groups, and it's not hard, it's so easy, like it's so stinking easy. You just need to, you have to have the material in there in the file section, you go live, whoever's running the group goes live, it welcomes the group, like it's super easy. And then the group just kind of runs. If you've got the post set, the group just runs and you interact, and we all interact together as a team to make it happen. But it makes it so much easier. I do think that that's a huge missing piece of our puzzle. Because if you've been a coach for a while and you haven't ran a group, like you need to do that, because your coaches are never going to run a group if you are not leading a group. And I think it's great for new coaches to jump in and co-run it. Like Kayla jumped in, she's brand new pretty much, but oh well, she can't screw it up. Like she's energetic, she's awesome. Like you can't screw a group up when you're like, all about it. And I know she'll do awesome. So I think maybe just think about some things, like especially a sneak peek. That's my concern. And I'll talk, because some of the girls are actually running sneak peeks the week we're going on the cruise, which is kind of cool because it's a perfect time. Like you go live from the cruise and you share and you post stuff, and it's a perfect time to run a group. But I don't know if we're wanting to look at like a 3-day sneak peek, or if we're wanting to look at like an hour live event, or both. I don't know. So we can talk about that. Does anybody have an input on that?
Well, and we could even try one way in May, or what month is it? April, and then the day in May, the other way in May. So
okay. Let's definitely run one in April. We'll pick a date for that. And April 5th's not that far away, so we'll get everything lined out, and it might be towards like the latter part of April that we run the sneak peek, because we have to have time to promote it. And that's the thing. I feel like we would run groups, but then we would scurry and scatter trying to do invites to the group, and then, or to what you're promoting. And then you'd be like, crap, we're running this group, but I only added like one person. And so we have to be a little bit more disciplined on making this smoother for us, because it's going to benefit everybody.
Well, and just intentional, but I will say, and I don't know how you guys are doing with your, I know this is off the subject, but I'm not sure how you guys are doing with your messages, but since Coach Camp, I've been doing that layering method where you just layer on a little bit of information at a time. And if I'm stressed out, is this too much in one message? Am I going to overwhelm them? Then I just stop and I just focus on stretching out the consultation, because that's essentially what it is like a consultation. So that's actually really helped me have conversations with people on Instagram and on Facebook, and just kind of slowly layer on the information. And it seems to be going a lot better. So
Hello?
okay.
There you are.
Sorry, Mike tried to FaceTime me. And I know I've had a couple of my coaches jump in and start messaging people, and I think that's just flipping amazing that they're doing that. And that's kind of what I've been helping them do as well, is layer it. And I think it just also gives them the chance to just kind of jump in and learn. And he's not catching the hint. He's not getting the hint, you guys, that I'm declining the call exactly when it comes in. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that. I don't know if that's helpful for you guys at all or not. I'm going to mute because my kids are so loud.
Did we get Lindsay's information? I haven't looked at the stuff from Coach Camp, but do you guys, can someone put that in our team page? Lindsay's, the method that she uses and some of those ideas and stuff. Did we put that somewhere for people to grab?
I never find the files, but I really, really liked how she presented the coaching opportunity at the end, even when somebody had said, yes, this is what I want to do. I loved how she presented the coaching opportunity at the end. And I would really like to have that PowerPoint. So I don't know where that PowerPoint is, though. I have not seen it come through. Maybe Jamie can help us there.
Well, it should be in our email since we were VIP. We were supposed to have access to that, but I didn't pay attention. So I'm wondering if it's in our email. I don't know.
I feel like I searched for it,
okay,
and it wasn't. But that might have been before we got our pictures, so maybe I need to search again. I'll just look really quick while you guys are chatting, okay?
Okay. Anything else anybody has ideas on or anything?
I took pictures of all those slides too,
Oh, cool.
so I can figure out how to get it to you guys.
Okay. Awesome. I took pictures of a few, but I don't think I got all of those. And she had some really just good verbiage and stuff that I think. Okay.
I'll look for those ones that you guys are talking about and see if I can get them to you.
Okay, awesome. Because that's really the main thing I think that we need from her presentation. I felt like was just some of those example conversations, especially for new coaches. I think it's a really good way for them to see.
Well, and I know there was handouts too that I picked up, so I can scan those and
Okay.
give you guys too. I can do that tomorrow at work.
Okay.
One is about objections
Okay.
and then like questions to ask.
Even if you can put it in the files section,
Okay.
Katie, like if you, like it's super easy, you probably know how to do it, but just go to the files, and if it's saved as a document like in your computer or something, you can upload the file and do it that way, or if it's in your Google Drive, if you can save it in like a Google Drive, you can upload it that way or something. However you want to do it, or if you get it to me, I can save it in my Google Drive and I can upload it in the files section. But I do think it would be really helpful. I hope that, like, even as new coaches, that we have the information. Like, we have so much information in our team page. Like, there's so much stuff. There's so much stuff in Beachbody Champions. Like, it's insane how much information there is. So that's why I try not to get caught up in like, okay, well, we're not doing this or we're not doing that, because we can't do it all. Like in the 12-week year, I love what it said about, like, you can have 100 ideas, but you can't implement them all. You know, and I'm like, yes, like, thank you, because like I can't implement them all, and you drive yourself nuts trying to. So, pick a few things, and we just need to be good at. I mean, we're already awesome, but I'm just saying, like, we need to be just better with, scheduling and getting some stuff done through the month. So, this is going to be really good for us.
Okay, so I looked in our email, and you have to, this is why, it just lit a light bulb. This is why I didn't go any further with this. It's in a link. So there's a link, but you have to enroll in the Coach Camp Academy.
Okay.
And so it's probably not a big deal, but it was just that one extra step that was way too much for me apparently that day. So I didn't do it.
Yeah.
But I will do it and see what we can get. And I know, Angie, you said you wanted that info, so I'll for sure send that to you, because I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be like a PDF or PowerPoint, for like in that kind of a form. So I could probably upload it even to Google Docs. So
okay, Jess, if you get it, then tell Katie so she doesn't like waste her time scanning, because she was going to scan it from the handout and she took pictures. So if you find it tonight, let her know, just that way if it's easy for you to get in there.
Okay, look at this. Yikes. Frown.
Yeah, join the club. We need Botox.
We need Botox.
Okay, well, I won't keep you guys. If anybody has anything else, anybody have anything?
Or any questions, like if there's any questions that anybody has, like about anything really, I know that it's really nice to get feedback from everybody, and I just really find it helpful when I look at a message that somebody else has sent. Like, I like the whole, like you said, Tabitha, like looking at Lindsay's verbiage, like that's how I learned to message people, was Tabitha held my hand and helped me do it. And I have found that when I've really changed my verbiage to maybe, I don't even know how to explain it, but just like changing my verbiage a little bit just seems to not scare people off, maybe. I don't know. You know what I mean? So I know that it really helps me to look at messages when I'm like shooting them out. So.
Well, and the more you do it, the better you get. But like and we need to have our newer coaches or coaches who are struggling, like screenshot, like I need to have more of my coaches who are struggling, screenshot their messages and send them to me so I can just see what they're saying. And it's not that I know everything, but it's just that maybe I can help tweak something.
Oh. Yeah. And like, I know Kayla does that with me all the time, and Angie's been doing that with me the last couple of days. And that's awesome, because that is relationships you're building with people. And I think it helps, keep, I will call Daddy. I think it helps keep like the needs of our, coaches and customers first too, so sorry, it's loud here, you guys.
Okay, so April 5th, I'm super excited. Let's say 6 o'clock, or is that good, or should we do like 6:30? Is 6 a little pushing it too much? 6:30?
I gotta be up at 4 a.m. the next morning for work, so you just tell me and I'll leave when I have gotta leave.
Linda, what about you?
6:30 would probably work better for me.
Let's just do 6:30, because I mean we can be done by we can hang out, whatever, but like we can be done by 8:30, and like just a couple hours of hanging out, and I think it'll be fun. So let's plan that. Jessica Servi's running next Monday night's call since I won't be around. I won't. I'll try not to, but okay, so we have less than a minute, you guys. Thanks for jumping on. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Have fun on the cruise, everybody that's going.
Woo. You guys better be there next year. All right. Bye.
Bye.